Christine Elizabeth Williams. At, at the age of 75, I decided I wanted to be a comedian. So this is my first time. I'm a senior citizen trying to live in this modern world. So in this modern world, you have different things. I found out they have Facebook. The way I think about Facebook is a face on a book. That's Facebook to me. You know, they say, well, you have to be online. I say, well, in my day, online means you're gonna wash clothes and you're gonna put them online. I have my line in here, and that's online. And my second thing, I say, then I found out that's a laugh out loud, LOL. And then they have other thing I know they have. Well, you know I'm on YouTube. YouTube. So I has my tube, and I have my U. You, see? You, tube. So I learned that way. Then I have another one. They tell you about Bluetooth. Now, telling the old lady Bluetooth. So I don't know how I'm gonna get it in my ear, but I have a Bluetooth. Why go Bluetooth there? Here it is. A Bluetooth. So that's the way I be thinking about it. When I hear all these words that everybody talking about, you do all of this, and I said, well, come to think of it, everybody has one, and it's called a smartphone. Every time you see somebody, the smartphone. But had you ever thought, who taught it? Where did it go to school? Where did it get all these degrees to tell you everything to be called a smartphone? Nobody know, but I found out because smartphone, Google, Wikipedia, Siri, all of them was homeschooled. That's how they got everything they supposed to have. And then I said, I'm supposed to do old jokes. So I went back to the library of an old comedian. None of you all would ever heard of, I don't believe. Her name is Jackie Mom's Mailey. So Jackie Mom Mailey teaching the children how to cross the street. They say, baby, you get to the corner, you look to the right, and you look to the left, and watch the light. Why tell those children to watch the light? The light had never hit nobody. You may well watch them doing cars. Then I had this thing, I'm going for me a job interview. And so the man said, in order to go for the job interview, Miss Christine, you're going to have to bring your equipment for we to upgrade it. So first thing he told me, he said, well, Miss Christine, bring the phone with camera. I say, phone with camera? I had to take it off the wall and everything. But I got my phone. And I got my camera here. I got the camera connected to it, too. So the first thing he asked me for, I had the phone with camera. Then he told me, he said, well, you know, they have all these things called iPads. Then I said, an iPad? I thought that was kind of personal, so I left that at home. Well, I don't know how much more time I got. I had one more thing to tell you all. Uh, it's about my missing neighbor. Well, I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama, and where I lived was a neighborhood. But when I returned home, I found out they was calling the place where I stay a done hood. So I wants to know, if you're going to call it a hood, where is my neighbor? So when nobody tell me where my neighbor is, so I went to the police. And I told them I wanted to file a missing person on my neighbor. They told me, say, well, hood got your neighbor. And I said, well, I want to put out a reward. So I have a reward for my neighbor. And I got my missing sign, missing neighbor. And I got a reward out for it of $25. If you can tell me where my neighbor is. Because where you grew up, it was called a neighborhood, not no hood. So the neighbor is missing. So in other words, I got to be an investigator too. So I'm looking for my neighbor. And I thank you all very much.